you're a part of that party, you're going to be happy tonight. We have the Vice Speaker, Therese Terlaje, Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, and Adolpho Palacios. Half a day to you each.
Half a day.
I'm so happy to have you here. You are trying to secure the endorsement, and you're earning the endorsement of your fellow Guamanians who are seeking your place in the forthcoming legislature. Not an easy thing to do, so congratulations on running, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds each to give a brief introduction. So, Madam Vice Speaker, we'll start with you.
Oh, thank you. Half a day. I'm Therese Terlaje. First of all, I'd like to thank the people of Guam for the trust they've given me over the past year and a half to serve as your senator and your vice speaker. I'm humbly asking for your support to continue work, to demand the truth, to ensure that justice for Guam is ensured, and to make sure that when we vote on bills that are going to affect you and your family, that we know everything there is to know about it. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Adolpho Palacios, your turn.
Good evening to the people of Guam. I say that if there's a right time to run for senator, this is the right time, and I say this is my reason why. The financial challenges that our government is now facing, and I tell you that's serious. I want to get involved. I want to be able to participate in how we can make this government better serve the people of Guam. And there's a way. So I'm ready to do that. Thank you.
Buenas na half a day. My name is Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano. Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano too. Mapoksai du Gini Guahana. I grew up here on Guam. I'm number 19 on the Democratic side of the ballot. And I'm a candidate that stands for uplifting our community, safeguarding our environment, and strengthening the culture. Studies show that those are the long-term answers to many of our social problems.
All right, thank you very much. And congratulations to you one and all. And we want to remind everybody out there, you one and all, that your comments, your feedback, your questions are going to drive the show tonight. So jump on our Facebook live stream right now, facebook.com/KUAM News. We'll get to your comments momentarily, so let's get those coming in. But I have a question for each of you, and we'll start with the Vice Speaker and go left to right, if that's all right with you. 30 seconds each for this question. Should you be reelected, what is your #1 priority for when you take office? 30 seconds, please.
Well, my #1 priority is the same as it was when I first ran, and that is to ensure that the government of Guam is transparent. I think when the government of Guam is transparent, a lot of the solutions to our problems are going to become much more clear. So that's one of the priorities that I've really worked hard to pass legislation to ensure, and I want to continue that and seek justice. I think if we control our natural resources, we will be able also to control our economy and to ensure sustainability for the future.
All right. Ever the true attorney. All right, so Adolpho Palacios, should you return to office? You served in the legislature for many, many years. What would be your #1 priority should you go back to the Congress building?
You know, I'm not a finance man, I'm actually a public safety man, but I tell you, the current issues with the challenges of financing with the government of Guam, over $100 million shortfall as a result of this so-called tax cut. I tell you, we have to address that immediately, and I want to get involved. I want to collaborate and check with the experts on finance and taxation and see what can we do to find more money, collect some unpaid taxes owed to the government, and do other things that would improve our financial situation.
All right, now Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano seeking to be a first-time senator.
Hunkin, yes. So in getting in there, I want to go in there and tackle some of the issues that have been mentioned, the financial issues, the hospital issues that are hitting us today. And with those, I also want to get in there and fight for some of those long-term solutions, to fight for those parts that help make Guam special and actually can do so much for our community, like our laddie villages and our limestone forests that filter the water that's so precious to us.
All right, very well. Well done all. Okay, well, we are getting now to your questions, and this first one comes in, and we are hitting the ground running. Steve and Liz Amaguin, and we'll start with the Vice Speaker. Steve and Liz ask, will you support the 32-hour work week for public safety? 30 seconds, please.
No, I think we've got to ensure that public safety keeps working at the capacity it's at, or even more. We need more. We've got a drug problem on Guam. We need to shore up customs, not decrease any of our public safety right now.
All right. Adolpho Palacios, I can see you're chomping at the bit to answer this because you said you are a public safety man. So do you support the 32-hour work week for public safety professionals?
Definitely not. You know, in any community, the three basic functions that the community need is public safety, education, and of course, health. And I tell you, you cannot be without public safety. And to reduce it to a 32-hour work week, you diminish the protection of the people of Guam, which is very vital to our security at home and in the community. I would not support 32-hour public safety work week.
Thank you very much. Dr. Marsh Taitano, your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to round this out by being the third person to say that I also would not support a 32-hour work week. Security is important, and we do need to increase that capacity rather than be diminishing it.
All right, very well. Thank you all. Clean sweep on the issue of 32-hour work week. This is a 30-minute show, and we will be back right after this with more of your questions. Keep those comments coming because we are watching them, and we will feature them when D18 continues right after this.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
It's Cheesy Bites pizza season at Pizza Hut. Your favorite pull, dip, pop icon is back. The one and only Cheesy Bites pizza with 28 poppable, dippable, cheese-filled bites. But hurry, it won't last long because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
All right, welcome back to D18 Tonight, everybody. We are taking your questions on Facebook Live in the comment stream right now. We've got a comment from Tina Sanchez who says, Biba Democrats. And we have three outstanding ones with us tonight, Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, Adolpho Palacios, and the Honorable Vice Speaker, Therese Terlaje. Thank you, and Jesus Masi, once again. Dr. Marsh Taitano, I'd like to start with you, so we'll go right to left on your TV screen for this one. This one comes from Maria Hernandez, a former colleague of ours, and now a cultural rights advocate. She says, what are your priorities to ensure our environment is safeguarded for future generations? 30 seconds, please.
Well, that's so important because it really is our children and our grandchildren's heritage. So what I would do is I want to work with the Historic Preservation Office, the Center for Island Sustainability, the Guam Preservation Trust, and set up a real system to safeguard these areas. Our current U.S. federal and local laws aren't strong enough, so we need to all get in there and work out a system that's going to really set aside some of those incredibly special areas for ourselves.
All right, very well said. Adolpho Palacios, Maria's question once again, what are your priorities to ensure our environment is safeguarded for future generations?
You know, we have current regulations that regulate the protection of our water and our other resources. Let's just enforce that, and if there's still a need to do some legislation to protect it further, then I will consult with people like the caller herself and listen to that, because I am sure that we can, there's room for improvement. But I am not expert in that. I'm just a common person, but I'm willing to sit down and promote a more safe environment.
All right, thank you so much. And Madam Vice Speaker, what are your priorities to ensure our environment, asks Maria, our environment is safeguarded for future generations?
Well, it's a very important thing to do. We we are under siege, I think, our environment right now. We are facing illegal dumping that is really taking over. And we're facing even much bigger things. We're facing detonations in our lands and our waters. And like I said earlier, taking control of our resources is really what's going to lead us into the future. It's going to be what we can rely on. And so we've got excellent government agencies that are working hard to protect our environment, but we need to make sure that they work together. I've seen there are lapses in enforcement. And so we've got to make sure that they can actually get out there and not rely on complaints, but they can get out there and do it.
All right, thank you very much. Roy Salvador has our next question, and we'll start with Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, first-time candidate once again. And Roy asks, Kelly, do you have specific plans to uplift our economy?
Oh, absolutely. So with uplifting the economy, some of the approaches that I really am supporting are those grassroots kind of approaches. And I like those for a couple of reasons. One of them is that we're supporting each other. And so I think supporting each other is the best way to go, but also it keeps our money here. It keeps our money here on island and it circulates around and it gets it directly into the grassroots pocket. So there are tourism experiences like homestays or dinner with a local couple, things like that we can really expand.
Very well said. Now, Adolpho Palacios, as a businessman yourself, I'm sure you're well aware that money makes the world go round. What plans have you to uplift our economy? From Roy Salvador.
Actually, like I said earlier with these finances, first of all, of course, we have to not only collect what's owed to the government of Guam to the tune of over $100 million, but I want to re-examine, for example, the qualifying certificate, that perhaps maybe, qualifying certificate means you give advantage to the investor and deny the government of Guam the collection of taxes that would have been collected, and also this tax credit and the exemptions. It's there. The economy is okay. We just have to collect some of this, and then that's when we can find out what else do we need to do to improve the economy.
All right. Thank you very much. Madam Vice Speaker, I'm sure from your seat in the legislature, you're dealing with this on a day in and day out basis. So if reelected, what plans will you have for improving?
Well, we're trying right now to ensure that we close up gaps in revenue streams, that I passed a bill to make sure that short-term rentals will be taxed and that they won't, fall through the cracks. Those types of things that are already in place. I think we also need to, I think we can build our economy on our environment. We've got a beautiful place to live here, and we have to make sure, if we're going to go renewable energy, that all of the people can get educated and get employed in industries like that. Things that are friendly to our environment. All
right, thank you very much. Well, one of the users, everybody that is very active in today's comment stream, is Angela Santos, Familia and Belloc. So Angela, thanks so much. And here is your question. Kelly, Angela asks, what is your stance on medical marijuana? 30 seconds, please.
Well, as has been pointed out, the community decided on this many years ago, and it's already in law, but we need to get in there and make sure that that law is turned into reality. Now, one of the things that I have to add to that is there are byproducts to marijuana. So if we are growing it locally, there is hemp, and there are all kinds of things that we can do with hemp. You can have hemp concrete, hemp rope, hemp t-shirts, and so forth. And so I think we can create two industries out of it, actually.
Very fair point. Adolpho Palacios, your thoughts on medical marijuana?
Actually, personally, I mean, I don't reject the sentiment of the people of Guam, but from a law enforcement standpoint, it's going to be a nightmare. Jason, I actually probably inclined to support maybe recreational marijuana. Why? It's because either it's a violation or not a violation. Right now, it's a violation, period. There's no excuse. If you legalize it and then you have conditions, then the nightmare for law enforcement is to find out how did you acquire this, who did this, who issued that, and who authorized this, and who wrote the prescription. It's a big challenge to the law enforcement establishment.
Again, from the perspective of public safety. Thank you very much for that perspective. Now, Therese Terlaje, your thoughts, and again, something you're dealing with on a day in and day out basis.
Well, first I'd like to thank those that have been advocating for medical marijuana since the very beginning, that helped get that on the ballot. And of course, that is something that's supposed to help patients. And so I'm absolutely in favor of it. I think we need to hurry this process along as much as we can. The income that might that our economy might get from that, I think we need to put right back into regulating it and making sure that it's safe for the youth.
All right, thank you much. Great job all, and we are going to get to more of your questions. Keep them coming in the comment stream because we are filtering through these. We'll feature your questions next when we return.
Win adventure in the IT&E Explore Your World Million Mile Giveaway. Every week from July 16 to November 2nd, we're giving away 60,000 United Mileage Plus miles to IT&E postpaid and prepaid subscribers. Imagine where you could go. Go on a weekend getaway to the Philippines. Enjoy fresh sushi in Japan. Itadakimasu. Sip a latte at a cafe in Paris. Or use your miles for shopping and other rewards. It's your world. Explore it.
It's Cheesy Bites pizza season at Pizza Hut. Your favorite pull, dip, pop icon is back. The one and only Cheesy Bites pizza with 28 poppable, dippable, cheese-filled bites. But hurry, it won't last long because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The first encounter I had with Mr. Liu was, of course, through the bank. I was going through some issues. I'll never forget these words because she was like, Alicia, you're the reason why my dad went into business, and we are here to help you. She was just very compassionate, you know. She wore her heart on her sleeve. I didn't think, you know, she comes from a big business, you would think, you know. But then she just kind of reminds me of me, like, you do what you love, and she shows that she loves what she does. So if she becomes governor, I know that she would do what she loves, and I'm sure she'll take care of us.
I thought you were calling us.
Because she gave me a chance and so many others a chance, I want to give her a chance too. I know 100% for me and my family, and whoever I can get to follow, we are voting for her because of this reason.
I'm Lilian Guerrero and I approve this message.
Big Fries took everything from me to keep my father from exposing the truth about nacho fries.
Rebellion is forming. Flip the switch.
Is there anything that tastes better than this?
Revenge.
The future is nacho fries!
Looks like you guys could use a hand.
D18 Tonight continues right here on KUM and Facebook Live, and we are coming in hot, featuring a question from Joseph Certeza, who asks us on Facebook, and we'll start with Adolpho Palacios in the middle and going sideways. What are your priorities for the Guam Memorial Hospital should you be re-elected, Senator?
I really like to look at the finance structure of the Guam Memorial Hospital. We have millions and millions of dollars that are not paid over to the Guam Memorial Hospital, not just by patients, but by insurance companies. There has to be a problem. Guam Memorial Hospital should not be subsidized to the tune of sacrificing the money for other agencies when they are owed actually by the millions. There has to be a problem in there that's correctable. I like to look at what's going on, and we can correct that. That's my priorities.
All right.
They have the answer.
Very well. Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, your thoughts on, should you be elected, what's your #1 job for GMH?
Well, you know, we've been accredited in the past. We earned accreditation in 2010, and somewhere along the way, we've lost our way. So we need to get back in there and figure out how we are going to get back onto that track of continuing our improvements. I want to, since I teach critical thinking, I want to look at some data, listen to it, and try to make those informed decisions. So I also want to look at other state hospitals, find out what best practices are, and then see how we can apply that to our situation.
That's a good skill to have when it comes to managing healthcare, critical thinking. Very well put. All right, Vice Speaker Therese Terlaje, your thoughts on what your priorities would be for GMH?
Well, thankfully, we're looking at a budget right now that's going to give a lot more money to GMH than has gone there in the past. And I think really the priority with GMH is to make GMH the priority. I think the Organic Act gives the governor a very special power over GMH, and I think we need to see that. I'm hoping we're going to see that in the next governor, that it's going to be talked about in the first month and not in the last month of an 8-year term, and that we're going to get that roof fixed. And putting money there, yes, we need to do that. And closing up collections, yes, we need to do that. But we need GMH to be very, very clear about what their priorities are. And I think that's really been the gap. They've come in with, we want a dedicated funding source as opposed to listing out and being able to stand by and defend. These are the priorities, and this is why.
Holding them accountable,
Yes.
in other words. Okay.
Absolutely.
Very, very fair. Okay. Adolpho Palacios, back to you for our next round of questions. We'll start with you. This one comes from Glenn and Tanya Kanata. Thank you, guys. What are you going to do about the homeless population?
You know, the government of Guam actually should get into that, get involved with some other nonprofit organization, because it is sad that in a community that actually love each other, that's our tradition of taking care of each other, that we have homeless people. And I feel so sad, you know, that there should be more help to these people. I am sure that the government of Guam taking the lead in promoting support and services for these people in collaboration with the business establishment. It can be done, and there shouldn't be any homeless people really, unless those people that just want to be homeless. But I don't think so. So the government of Guam should partner with the private enterprise.
All right, thank you very much.
That's my assessment.
All right, Doc, would you apply that same critical thinking model to solving the island's homeless problem?
Well, absolutely. And one of the things actually that I mentioned to my students is when we're talking about stereotypes, they say, you know, I may not look like it, but actually when my family moved to the States, we ended up being extremely poor after a time, and we actually became homeless for a year or more. And so I have lived some of that life, and I know that it's the issues that have been spoken about, but it's also social issues. It's that child and getting to school and trying to fit in. And so I know we need to tackle this in a multitude of ways.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Vice Speaker Therese Terlaje, your thoughts on homelessness on Guam?
Thank you. I think, of course, homelessness is complex. It's got to do with mental health. It's got issues involving transportation is very critical. But really, I think the government of Guam has done a great job at its allocated resources to shelters and services to make sure that the people who go to these shelters are given a whole slew of services to help them get on their feet, to show them where they can get help for their families. I just think we need to prioritize because homelessness is growing, and I like to prioritize, and we're working on prioritizing children who are homeless, getting them out of these dangerous places where they have been subjected to abuse. That's just, we have to stop that immediately.
All right, a few things more heartbreaking than see a child without a home to live in. All right.
Or being abused in in a vacant structure.
All right, absolutely. Stay tuned because we will wrap up right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
You know, one of the things I really like about Louis and Josh as well is that they're really down to earth. They're easy to talk to. They're really big supporters with not only small business, but entrepreneurs, and definitely helping out people with the community. Falls in line with what I believe in terms of my business. So it's a perfect fit to be working and supporting with Lou and Josh. They're always looking for change. My suggestion is, if you have an issue or if you have a concern or problem, I guarantee you they have an open door policy. Approach it to them and see what those issues are, and I'm sure they'll give you a response for what your perception is. I would say anybody can quit. Don't be anybody. My name is Ray Chargoff, and I'm supporting Lou and Josh. I'm in.
I'm Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus and Mighty, that means big savings during our summer clearance event. Right now, save up to $8,000 on select 2018 Ram 1500 SLT Crew Cab, or save $3,250 on a 2018 Chrysler Pacifica, voted Family Car of the Year. 1.99 APR financing is available for qualified buyers. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Don't miss our summer clearance event, going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
D18 Tonight continues, and we have time for one more question before our distinguished guests give you their final push for why you should vote for them. And this one comes from Patrick Andrew Guzman. Really interesting question. Thank you, Patrick. Start with Therese Terlaje. Give a grade, A, B, C, D, or F, to our island school system, and what would you do to improve it?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, to the teachers, I'd have to say an A, because when my kids were in public school, I was always impressed by the high quality of teachers that we have. And I think they work very hard. You see it. They don't have supplies. And so for the whole system, maybe not an A, because I still think we could do better to get supplies to the classrooms, you know, that the money that we're giving to DOE, that it get to the classrooms, and that the principals are able to maintain their schools the way they see fit.
Okay, you got to give me a grade for DOE.
DOE in general, I'd probably give a B. I think that they can do better in certain things.
All right, thank you so much. Adolpho Palacios, your grade, and what would you do to improve DOE?
I will give an A minus, but I like to say this, that the minus does not reflect, of course, the staff, the teachers, and the superintendent. It has to do, again, with probably more resources. That's what it's all about. You'll be able to do a lot with that. And I understand, just by following the news articles, that they have to sometimes beg for, I guess, additional funding. The challenges that they face is just too much. But they're doing the best that they could, and that's the minus that is reflected.
All right. Yeah. And Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, as a fellow academic, how would you grade DOE?
So I was thinking I would give an answer like my students like to give, that I would give an E for effort. If that one slides by.
You got to stay with the grading scale, unfortunately.
Okay, so well then I'll have to wrap my mind around that. But you know, having been an educator for so many years and coming from a family of educators, I really understand that people are working hard, the administration is, and there are so many things to contend with. So I really see that effort that we're all putting out there, and I think that we are doing a really good job in that. And I think it's just important to really support that so that they can get that higher grade.
So again, what grade would you give DOE? A, B, C, D.
For making it better.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now we have 30 seconds for each of you, time allotted, so that you can give your final push. And we'll start with Vice Speaker Therese Terlaje. 30 seconds, please.
All right, thank you. I'm a fighter. I'm pledging to the people of Guam to continue to fight for them, to fight for justice, to fight for these long-term issues like contamination that have been plaguing our island, and to make sure that we do what is fair. I ask you for your support. I ask you to help me to use my legal skills, my small business experience, and my experience as a mother to help all the people of Guam.
All right, thank you. Adolpho Palacios looking to return to the legislature. You have 30 seconds.
Thank you, and I thank you, the fellow Guamanians, for watching this presentation. And I would like to rely on my 8 years of experience as a senator from 2004 to 2012. And my education in public safety and law enforcement, in public administration. I am ready to work even before inauguration, should you elect me to be a senator. I am one you can go. I can hit the ground running after the election if you should elect me. And I ask for your vote, please. Let me in, and I will stand for you, and I'll work hard for the people of Guam.
All right, thank you so much. And the third of our 3 Democrats, Dr. Kelly Marsh Taitano, you have 30 seconds.
Right. So I stand for community, culture, and environment, and I kind of feel like, how could we not all want to support that? I want to get in there, support them, strengthen them, and build on them. And they really do, studies show that supporting those kind of programs really do offer some long-term solutions. I've seen the difference that it makes in my students when we've gotten in there, and we've developed things like local history textbooks written by local authors. They are coming into the university level with a more empowered sense of self, and that really cuts at a lot of those social issues. So.
All right, thank you, and congratulations once again to each of you for your campaigns. Best of luck in the primary, and thank you for joining me here, and thanks for hanging out on the blue suede couch.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Okay, and everybody, you can go to our Facebook page right now. We've asked everybody, all of our distinguished guests, to make sure to jump on Facebook to answer your questions directly. There were a lot of topics that we didn't get to. I love the questions. We will get to those, and make sure to stay tuned because the after party is next. Make sure you're using multiple devices. Watch everything at the same time. That's why you buy multiple devices. That's what it's for. All right, we're back after this.
Furniture provided by Furniture Kathy Style. Men's wardrobe by Royal Bix.
And I'm in this wood shop surrounded by what I believe are called tools.
And I'm Nick Offerman. I use tools like these to make a paddle for my canoe, which I also made.
You know, Nick, there are people like you all over this country who can make incredible things with their hands.
That's true.
But I sadly am not one of those people.
I did know that, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Wouldn't it be great to find a way to celebrate people who can make something original from scratch and share their talents with the world? Because life is stressful enough. Let's make a show that makes you feel good. What do you say?
We should totally do that.
Then let's do that.
When?
Now, right now. Creativity lives inside all of us.
And there's no better way to express yourself than making something by hand.
It's not just a hobby, it's a worldwide phenomenon. So we've decided to create a competition where we bring together artists and craftspeople from all over the country to this barn. You're an artist, do what you want. We'll watch people dream big and work small.
Or dream big and work medium.
Yeah, dreaming big is the point. Each week, our makers will compete in challenges we have specifically designed to test their abilities.
The winners will be awarded a prize that symbolizes their mastery.